Because. We need to study because we have a test tomorrow. East. My window looks to the east, so I can watch the sunrise every morning. Expensive. My friend drives an expensive sports car. Flower. She gave pink flowers to her grandmother. Garden. The garden is very bright and colorful in the spring. Holiday. Monday was a holiday, so there was no school or work. Many. There are many people on the street. Million. Almost 19 million people live in Delhi, India. Mountain. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Place. A library is a place where people can read books. Popular. These people are listening to a popular man speak. Ski. The man likes to ski and goes every weekend. Such. I have never seen such a beautiful sunset before. Total. The total cost of the items she bought was $52. Tower. This is a very famous tower in Italy. Town. I come from a small town, and everyone there knows each other. Train. The train is very fast, so we can get home in 1 hour. Walk. The children walk to school in the morning. Watch. My friend came over to watch a movie with me. World. What are the names of the 5 oceans of the world? Anxious. She was anxious about not making her appointment on time. Awful. Her performance last night was awful. Consist. Today's choices for lunch consisted of pizza, hamburgers, and hot dogs. Desire. My sister desires a big house and lots of money. Eager. The man was eager to talk about the good news. Household. Our household is made up of my father, my mother, and me. Intent. Her intent is to visit Italy next summer. Landscape. The landscape of the country is very green. Lift. The man tried to lift the box. Load. The man loaded the boxes into a truck. Lung. Having strong lungs is necessary for a healthy life. Motion. The police officer made a motion with his hand. Pace. I ran the race at a slower pace than my friend. Polite. The boy was very polite. He behaved very thoughtfully. Possess. My uncle possesses 3 sheep, a chicken, a cow, and a dog. Rapidly. The train moved rapidly on the tracks. Remark. The teacher remarked on how quickly the students were learning. Seek. If I have a problem, I seek my sister's advice. Shine. The candles are shining in the dark room. Spill. I spilled the coffee on the table. Arrow. The arrow flew through the air and hit the target. Battle. The battle lasted for many days. Bow. He went hunting with a bow and arrow. Brave. The brave firefighter saved the girl from the burning building. Chief. The chief led the people through the mountains. Disadvantage. Mike had a disadvantage in the race since he hurt his knee. Enemy. The enemy prepared to attack the kingdom. Entrance. The gate was locked, so Bill had to find a different entrance. Hardly. I hardly saw the concert since I had to leave early. Intend. I intend to finish college in 3 years. Laughter. Susan's joke made her classmates burst into laughter. Log. The fire was too small, so we added another log to it. Military. I joined the military after I finished high school. Obey. My little sister did not obey my mother. Now, she is in trouble. Secure. I was able to secure a good grade on my test after weeks of studying. Steady. The problem was hard, but she remained steady and solved it. Trust. I trust my friends. They don't tell my secrets to other people. Twist. She twisted the spaghetti around her fork. Unless. Unless you clean your room, you cannot play with your friends. Weapon. Swords have been used as weapons for thousands of years. Chest. The water in the lake was as high as my chest. Confidence. I have confidence that I did well on the test. Consequence. As a consequence of missing my bus, I had to find another way to work. Disaster. When the car crashed, it was a disaster. Disturb. The loud noise disturbed me while I was working. Estimate. The boy estimated that he was 1 meter tall. Honor. Each year we honor those who died fighting for their country. Impress. He was able to impress the girls with his new dance. Narrow. The bridge is too narrow for a car to drive across it. Pale. The girl's skin was very pale. Rough. The rough ground hurt my feet. Satisfy. It will satisfy my teacher if I finish all my homework. Scream. The girl saw a spider and screamed. Sensitive. My teeth are sensitive to cold things. Shade. It was hot outside, so the boy sat in the shade of a tree. Strength. Eating good food builds up your strength. Supplement. He supplements his diet with fresh fruits. Terror. I felt a sense of terror when the tiger chased me. Threat. Due to the dark clouds, there was a threat of a bad storm. Victim. I was a victim of a robbery. Ancestor. My ancestors came from Germany. Angle. The giraffe turned its head to see from another angle. Boot. He wore boots so that his feet wouldn't get wet. Border. The postcard had a pretty green border of pine needles. Congratulate. Bill and Angela congratulated each other on a job well done. Frame. I have to get a frame for my friend's picture. Heaven. When I die, I hope that I go to heaven. Incredible. I have an incredible story to tell you about my vacation. Legend. There is a well-known legend about a king and his queen. Praise. The coach praised the athletes after a good practice. Proceed. My son and I proceeded to the beach so we could go fishing. Pure. The rose was pure. It had no dirt or imperfections. Relative. My relatives came by to see the new baby. Senior. Because he got his job first, Bob is the senior chef. Silent. Since no one was home, the house was silent. Sink. The boat had a hole in it, and it sank into the ocean. Superior. I think cooking outdoors is superior to cooking indoors. Surround. We surrounded the suspect on all four sides. Thick. The fog was so thick that I couldn't see through it. Wrap. I wrapped his gift and put a bow on it. Also. I like blue, and I also like yellow. Automatically. The man automatically smiled when he thought about his friend. Busy. Everyone is busy at the office today. Can. Sad news can make her cry. Clear. I need to clear my desk because it is too messy. Close. The man wanted to close the door tightly. Discuss. James began to discuss his report with his teacher. Feel. The girl must feel happy because it is her birthday today. Listen. Lisa wanted to listen carefully to her friend. Meet. Ken's mother wanted to meet his teacher today. Music. The boy makes music by playing a guitar. Normal. It is normal to wear school uniforms in private schools. Quiet. The man told the children to be quiet. Relax. Nicole likes to relax by reading books. Sleep. The child goes to sleep in her bedroom at night. Stress. Dan has a lot of stress at work. Study. The woman needed a quiet place to study for a big test. Talk. They went someplace to talk to each other. Work. They need to work together to finish an important project. Write. I need to write a story for my homework. Basis. My grandfather gets his hearing checked on a yearly basis. Biology. We learned about the human heart in biology class. Cage. We put the parrots in their cage at night. Colleague. My colleague helped me finish the job. Colony. The USA was at one time a colony of Great Britain. Debate. The husband and wife debated which TV to buy. Depart. The plane departed for Italy at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Depress. The bad news from work depressed the man. Factual. John learns about history from factual books. Fascinate. The kitten was fascinated by the ball of yarn. Mission. The woman's mission was to help sick people. Nevertheless. He is usually friendly. Nevertheless, he wasn't friendly this afternoon. Occupation. My father's occupation is a dentist. Overseas. John often goes overseas for vacations. Persuade. The children persuaded their parents to buy them gifts. Route. I saw many new houses along the route to the city. Ruins. I visited some interesting ruins in Greece. Scholar. The scholar knew much about art history. Significant. I read many significant novels as a literature major in university. Volcano. When the volcano erupted, smoke and heat filled the air. Broad. The river is very long and broad. Bush. My dad and I planted some small bushes around the house. Capable. The Olympic athlete is capable of lifting a lot of weight. Cheat. They cheated on the test by sharing answers. Concentrate. I could not concentrate on my homework because the room was so loud. Conclude. I saw crumbs on my dog's face, so I concluded that he ate my cookie. Confident. She was confident she could climb the mountain due to her training. Considerable. They paid a considerable amount of money for that car. Convey. That picture of a crying child conveys a feeling of sadness. Definite. There is a definite connection between hard work and success. Delight. He felt such delight after getting a promotion at work. Destination. The destination of this plane is Munich, Germany. Edge. He ran to the edge of the cliff. Instructions. Just follow the instructions and you will be okay. Path. We followed a path through the woods. Resort. I hope they don't resort to violence to end the argument. Shadow. The man's shadow was taller than he was. Succeed. He will continue to work on the robot until he succeeds. Suspect. I suspect that those kids stole the money. Valley. We looked at the valley below from the top of the mountain. Against. They both leaned against the wall. Beach. The little girl built a sandcastle on the beach. Damage. The car was damaged in the accident. Discover. I discovered some new information in this book. Emotion. Anger is a common emotion that we all feel. Fix. My dad has many tools to help him fix broken things. Identify. I used the file to identify his name. Island. Japan is a group of islands. Ocean. The ocean can make powerful waves. Perhaps. Perhaps I will eat an apple for lunch. Pleasant. The character had a pleasant look on its face. Prevent. The handcuffs prevented me from moving my hands. Rock. I stacked rocks on top of one another. Save. I want to help save the world. Smile. The baby smiled at me. Step. Be careful where you step. Still. They are still waiting in line to get tickets. Taste. The taste of the fruit was sweet. Throw. The pitcher can throw the baseball very fast. Wave. The water was filled with large blue waves. Citizen. Carlos was born in Spain. He is a Spanish citizen. Council. The council met to discuss the new laws for the city. Declare. I declared my love for him. Enormous. My dog looks enormous next to yours. Extraordinary. The fireman who rescued the girl was extraordinary. Fog. I did not want to drive in the thick fog. Funeral. They had a funeral for the soldier who died during the war. Giant. The giant truck got in my way. Impression. Most people's first impression of Dr. Gianni is that he is mean. Intention. Do you have good intentions? Mad. Mother got mad when I didn't listen to her. Ought. I ought to take my library books back. Resist. He resisted the treatment at the hospital. Reveal. I will reveal where I hid the candy bar. Rid. We rid our home of mice by using traps. Sword. They used to use swords in battles in ancient times. Tale. She told her two friends about the wild tale of her day. Trap. We trapped butterflies in a net. Trial. He went on trial for robbing the bank. Violent. The man was put into jail because he was violent. Admission. The admission ticket to the movie was $5. Astronomy. Harold loved looking at the stars, so he decided to study astronomy. Blame. My mom blamed me for something I didn't do. Chemistry. In chemistry class, the professor taught us about chemical reactions. Despite. We still played the game despite the cold weather. Dinosaur. I like to see the dinosaur bones at the museum. Exhibit. My painting will be exhibited at the fair. Fame. He had fame and fortune, but he was not happy. Forecast. The forecast says that it will rain all week. Genius. Since she was a genius, she easily passed all of her school exams. Gentle. He is very gentle with the baby. Geography. I had to draw a map for geography class. Interfere. My little sister always interferes when I'm trying to study. Lightly. Draw lightly so you do not tear your paper. Principal. My school's principal can be very strict with the rules. Row. James put all of his toy soldiers into neat rows. Shelf. I keep my clothes on a shelf in my closet. Spite. He snuck into his sister's room and stole her bag out of spite. Super. My dad said I did a super job cleaning the house. Wet. Since my dog was wet, he tried to shake all the water off his body. Abuse. The mean man abused his dog when it barked too loudly. Afford. I've been saving my money so I can afford to buy a new bike. Bake. My sister is a good cook. She bakes delicious cakes. Bean. There are many different kinds of beans to eat. Candle. When the lights went out, we lit some candles. Convert. The man converted his messy field into a garden of flowers. Debt. I have not paid my gas bill. I owe a debt to the gas company. Decrease. Hiring more police officers has decreased crime in the city. Fault. It is my fault that the cat ran away. I left the door open. Fund. We all put money into our club's fund. Generous. The generous man donated several new computers to our school. Ingredient. The main ingredients in cake are eggs, sugar, and flour. Insist. I insist that you try some of these cookies. Mess. Heather's room was a complete mess. Metal. Steel is a common metal that is used to build buildings. Monitor. The teacher monitors the students when they take tests. Oppose. I want to be a police officer because I oppose crime. Passive. Marcy is so passive that she never solves her own problems. Quantity. I have a small quantity of milk in my glass. Sue. I sued the company after I slipped on a banana peel in their hallway. Adequate. This is adequate for my needs. Anxiety. When I have to climb to high places, I'm filled with anxiety. Army. The army protects all the people in the country. Billion. There are billions of stars in outer space. Carve. My father usually carves the turkey for Thanksgiving. Consult. I will consult my accountant to find a way to pay my bills. Emergency. There is a huge fire in my house. This is an emergency. Fortune. I have good fortune when I play cards. Guarantee. I guarantee that the sun will come up in the morning. Initial. The initial step when writing a paper is to find a good topic. Intense. The skunk made an intense odor that filled the air. Lend. My sister lost her pen, so I will lend her mine. Peak. There is snow on the peaks of those mountains. Potential. I've thought of some potential problems with your idea. Pride. I take pride in getting good grades. Proof. They used his fingerprint for proof that he committed the crime. Quit. I quit running because I got tired. Spin. The boy kept spinning until he fell down. Tiny. A baby's hand is tiny. Tutor. My sister is bad at math, so my mother hired a tutor to help her. Apparent. Her happiness was apparent from the smile on her face. Blind. The blind man didn't see the hole and almost fell in. Calculate. I calculated how much money I would need to buy the car. Chat. Even though they were far apart, the couple chatted every day. Commit. Seth wanted to go home, but he had committed to finishing the job. Compose. Tony composed his report using many sources of information. Dormitory. I will move into the dormitory at the beginning of the school year. Exhaust. John exhausted himself by swimming all day. Greenhouse. We have a small greenhouse in our backyard where we grow plants. Ignore. I ignored the message he was making and kept studying. Obvious. It was obvious that he was tired. He kept falling asleep. Physics. In physics class, we used Newton's cradle to learn about energy. Portion. I only ate a small portion of the pizza. Remind. Nick's dad reminded him to do his homework. Secretary. Rebecca asked her secretary to type a report. Severe. After hitting his hand with the hammer, Sam was in severe pain. Talent. Maria has a talent for playing the piano. Thesis. She did not support her thesis very well. Uniform. All the members of our marching band wear matching uniforms. Vision. The eye doctor tested my vision. Absorb. He used a sponge to absorb the water on the floor. Boss. My boss is a nice person. Charitable. I give money each year to a charitable foundation. Committee. The school's committee agreed on a new dress code for students. Contract. The woman signed a contract when she bought the house. Crew. My father has a crew that helps him build houses. Devote. She devotes 2 hours a day to playing the piano. Dig. My dog digs in the yard so he can hide his bones. Dine. The young couple dined at their home. Donate. We donate money to charities every year. Double. I paid almost double the amount for that shirt. Flavor. The flavor of the ice cream was very good. Foundation. The foundation raised money to give scholarships to students. Generation. My grandparents are from a different generation than me. Handle. The pot is very hot, so pick it up by the handle. Layer. There was a layer of snow on the tops of the houses this morning. Mud. My brother played rugby in the mud. Now, he's dirty. Smooth. The baby's skin felt very smooth. Soil. The boy planted flowers in the soil and watered them every day. Unique. Her dog is unique. I've never seen one quite like it. Academy. There are many courses taught at the academy that I go to. Ancient. I want to see the ancient buildings in Rome. Board. The sign was made of a few wooden boards. Century. Our company is celebrating a century of business in London. Clue. The detective found some clues on the sidewalk. Concert. I enjoyed the concert last night. The band was very good. County. He wanted to represent the citizens of his county. Dictionary. I use the dictionary to learn new words. Exist. Do you really think that unicorns ever existed? Flat. My parents bought a new flat-screen TV on the weekend. Gentleman. My grandfather is a kind and helpful gentleman. Hidden. The hidden camera recorded everything in the parking lot. Maybe. If I focus hard enough, maybe I can come up with the right answer. Officer. The soldiers followed the orders of the officer. Original. This is the original painting of the Mona Lisa. Pound. He pounded the nail with the hammer. Process. Making a cake is a long process. Publish. That company publishes daily newspapers. Theater. We went to the theater to see a play. Wealth. One of the most important things for some people is wealth. Aim. My aim is to become a helicopter pilot. Attach. I attached the socks to the clothesline to dry. Bet. How much will you bet that your horse will win? Carriage. We took a carriage ride in the park. Classic. The athlete made a classic mistake. He started running too soon. Commute. I usually commute to work on the train. Confirm. Winning the game confirmed that James was a good player. Criticize. He criticized his wife for spending too much money. Differ. I differ from my brother. He is short, while I am tall. Expense. She wrote down all the expenses for her trip. Formal. It was a formal dinner, so we wore our best clothes. Height. My height is 168 centimeters. Invent. My grandfather has invented some interesting things. Junior. When she started at the company, she was only a junior manager. Labor. Building the house took a lot of labor. Mechanic. We took the car to the mechanic to be fixed. Prime. Dirty air is a prime cause of illness. Shift. He shifted to the other side of the table to eat his breakfast. Signal. The coach blew his whistle as a signal to begin the game. Sincere. He sounded sincere when he apologized to me. Ability. His swimming abilities let him cross the entire lake. Agriculture. The farmer studied agriculture in college. Cartoon. Sometimes, people draw cartoons for the newspaper. Ceiling. He painted the ceiling with a special roller. Convince. She convinced me to buy the house. Curious. I opened up the clock because I was curious about how it worked. Delay. I was delayed at the airport for over 2 hours. Diary. I do not let anybody read my diary. Element. Tackling an opponent is Johnny's favorite element of American football. Faith. The sick girl had faith in doctors. She knew they would make her better. Grain. The farmer planted 2 fields of grain this year. Greet. When my friend came over, I greeted him at the door. Investigate. The detective went to investigate the crime. Joy. I love baseball. I feel joy when I play. Label. The label on the back of your shirt will tell you what size it is. Monk. The monks knew a lot about religion. Odd. Her cat is odd. It walks on 2 feet. Pause. Since she was so hungry, she paused to make a snack. Priest. The priest taught us about God. Profession. He loved sailing, so he chose to work on ships as a profession. Ball. Seth bought a new soccer ball. Bottom. Sarah is so tall that her feet can touch the bottom of the swimming pool. Company. I want to work for a small software company. Drink. The woman likes to drink water after she exercises. Few. I have only a few coins. Line. This is the longest line I have ever seen. Pet. Tyler likes to spend time with his pet dog. Product. There's no room for even one more product in Melissa's bag. Responsible. Peter is responsible for leading his department. Sell. This man's job is to sell houses. Snake. Be careful of the snake in the tree. Stand. Alan prefers to stand and work at his desk. Strange. They are wearing strange masks. Tea. Many people drink green tea because it has many health benefits. Test. His job is to test the electricity to make sure it works correctly. Tongue. The cat uses its tongue to drink water. They are playing a fun game. Type. Tulips are a type of flower. Very. An elephant is a very big animal. Wait. She has to wait for the airplane to arrive. Accomplish. He accomplished his goal of running 10 miles. Approve. Her coworkers approved her new plan. Approximate. My approximate height is 2 meters. Barrier. The Great Wall was a barrier between China and its enemies. Detect. The boy ran to the kitchen when he detected the smell of cookies. Duty. It is parents' duty to take care of their children. Elementary. Children go to elementary school before high school. Failure. My cooking ended in failure because I burned the food. Gradual. Children learn to read at a gradual pace. They do not learn right away. Immigrant. My parents were immigrants. They came from Poland. Insert. He inserted an extra sentence into the story. Instant. A microwave oven cooks food in an instant. Poverty. Poverty is a problem in many countries around the world. Pretend. The boy liked to pretend he was a king. Rank. The man got to the rank of captain in the Navy. Recognition. The hero got recognition for his brave deed. Refrigerate. Supermarkets refrigerate fruit to make it last long. Rent. To live in this house, I have to pay rent at the start of each month. Retire. My father is 65 years old. He is about to retire from work. Statistic. The statistics showed that we did just as well this year as last year. Accident. He damaged the car in an accident. Astronaut. The astronaut was walking on the moon. Awake. Sometimes, I lay awake in bed because I am not tired. Courage. The man had the courage to touch the lion. Float. The boy's toy boat floated in the pool. Grant. The teacher granted us a break after studying hard all day. Gravity. There is no gravity in space. Jewel. A diamond is one of the most expensive jewels in the world. Miner. The miner was looking for gold. Mineral. Rocks are made up of different kinds of minerals. Participate. The students participated in the school play. Permission. I have permission to drive my mom's car. Poor. I poured some milk into my sister's cup. Raw. The company dumped raw sewage into the river. Satellite. The satellite was traveling around the Earth. Scale. I was surprised by the scale of the buildings in the downtown area. Skip. He skipped work to get more sleep. Stretch. She stretched her body before exercising. Telescope. With a telescope, you can see the moon and stars easily. Underground. Subway trains travel underground. Alarm. When the students heard the fire alarm, they left the building. Arrest. The man was arrested for breaking the law. Award. He got an award for having the best grades in class. Breed. I like small dog breeds, such as terriers. Bucket. I filled the bucket with water. Contest. The girls had a contest to see who could jump higher. Convict. He was convicted of the crime and sent to jail. Festival. I heard the song at the music festival in London. Garage. My car does not get dirty because I keep it in the garage. Journalist. The journalist took notes for a story he was writing. Pup. All the girl wanted for her birthday was a pup. Qualify. He qualified to go to the final match by beating the opponent. Repair. I repaired the flat tire on my car. Resume. I put the newspaper down to eat breakfast. Then, I resumed reading. Rob. A thief has robbed me of my passport. Slip. The man slipped on the wet floor. Somewhat. James was somewhat upset when he had to move heavy boxes. Stable. The chair is stable. Its legs are strong. Tissue. There was a box of tissue on the table. Yard. The girls jumped rope in the yard. Best. I got the best score on the math test. Card. Adam used his library card to borrow a book. Crowd. The crowd waved to the camera. Day. There are 2 more days until the weekend. Dish. My favorite dish at the restaurant is chicken curry. Easy. Karen is happy because her English homework is easy. Experience. Going to the concert was the best thing I've ever experienced. Hotel. This family is staying at their favorite hotel. Hour. The man waited for the train for over an hour. Light. I will turn on the light so that you can see. Market. I go to the market every weekend to buy vegetables. Plan. It's Sam's turn to plan the company party. Price. Julie is checking the price of a sweater. Short. The days are short in the winter. Shop. Tom decided to shop for groceries on his way home. Station. This man is waiting at the train station. Surprise. His parents decided to surprise him with a puppy. System. This device controls the building's heating system. Taxi. Gary drives a taxi, so he knows the roads very well. Two. Two friends study together at the coffee shop. Bath. After playing in the dirt, the boy took a bath. Bend. Lee bent over and picked up the paper on the ground. Chew. I always chew my food carefully before swallowing it. Disabled. The disabled man used a wheelchair to move around. Fantastic. The student did a fantastic job on his project and got an award. Fiction. I enjoy reading works of fiction because they are very entertaining. Flag. Our country has a beautiful flag. Inspect. The mechanic inspected our car to see if it had any problems. Journal. M.I. Young was busy working on an article for an art journal. Liquid. Water is the most important liquid for life. Marvel. We marveled at her excellent piano playing. Overcome. She overcame her shyness and spoke in front of the class. Recall. She was trying to recall what she had told her friend. Regret. I regret that I was mean to my sister. Soul. Some people believe that the soul lives after the body dies. Sufficient. After eating a sufficient amount of food, I left the table. Surgery. I needed surgery to repair my leg after the accident. Tough. The man passed his driving test even though it was very tough. Tube. The pile of tubes was going to be put in the ground. Value. Your love for me has greater value than gold. Atom. A molecule consists of a combination of two or more atoms. Beautiful. There was a beautiful sunset. Breadth. The breadth of the northern wall of the house is 20 meters. Comet. Comets take many decades to complete an orbit around a star. Cover. The earth was covered with clouds. Despair. After we lost the big account, our salespeople were filled with despair. Form. They formed a new government. Fragment. After the light broke, there were fragments of glass to clean up. Galaxy. Our solar system is located in the outer area of our galaxy. Gloom. In the gloom of the morning, it was difficult to see the boat on the lake. Large. I was frightened by a large bird. Moon. The moon looks beautiful tonight. Radiate. The heat from the fireplace radiated throughout the room. Roam. All day, the cows roamed around the field eating grass. Solitary. The only thing in the room was a solitary chair. Spectrum. You can see the entire spectrum in a rainbow. Sphere. The balloons were inflated into a variety of colorful spheres. Star. The stars come out at night. Status. She had achieved the status of being the smartest girl in the class. Ugly. It was an ugly sight. Accuse. She accused her brother of breaking her computer. Adjust. He adjusted the old guitar to make it sound better. Amuse. The singer was very good. She amused the crowd. Coral. The diver admired the beautiful coral under the water. Cotton. I like to wear clothes made from cotton in the summer. Crash. There was a loud noise when the car crashed into the tree. Deck. A ship will store many supplies below its deck. Engage. Dad was engaged in sawing a piece of wood in half. Firm. He sleeps better on a firm bed. Fuel. Wood is the fuel that burns to make heat in this fire. Grand. The Grand Mountain rose high into the sky. Hurricane. The wind from the hurricane bent the palm tree. Loss. I suffered a big loss while I was gambling. Hire. We hired a man to paint our house. Innocent. The judge said that the woman was innocent of the crime. Language. The reporter spoke a language Sally had never heard before. Minister. The Minister of Education controls the country's schools. Ordinary. Today was just an ordinary day. Nothing unusual happened. Permanent. We don't know if Aunt Mildred's visit will be a permanent one. Preserve. Dad sprayed a chemical on the house to help preserve the walls. Pronounce. Young children often have trouble pronouncing words right. Resemble. The baby really resembles his father. Symptom. Sneezing and a high fever are symptoms of the common cold. Tobacco. The tobacco in cigarettes is bad for you. Twin. My sister and I are twins. We look exactly the same. Witch. People think that witches fly around on broomsticks. Accompany. My brothers accompanied me to the movie. Bear. He likes to walk around in his bare feet. Branch. The monkey was hanging from a branch on the tree. Breath. You can't take a breath underwater. Bridge. The old bridge fell into the river. Cast. The fisherman cast his line into the water. Dare. He dared to jump out of the airplane and skydive. Electronic. I like having electronic devices such as an MP3 player. Inn. The visitor got a room at the inn. Net. The boy caught butterflies in his net. Philosophy. My philosophy is, live and let live. Pot. Don't touch the pot on the stove. It's hot. Seed. I planted the seed in the dirt, hoping that it would grow into a tree. Sharp. That knife is very sharp. Be careful not to hurt yourself. Sort. What sort of instrument do you want to learn to play? Subtract. We learned how to subtract numbers in class. Tight. The knots were too tight to untie. Virtual. Because he's popular, Joe is the virtual leader of the group. Weigh. The little dog weighed exactly 3 kilograms. Whisper. We have to whisper in the library so people can focus on reading. Abstract. The idea of beauty is abstract and changes over time. Annual. The only time I see my aunts and uncles is at our annual family picnic. Clay. She made a bowl out of the clay. Cloth. His shirt is made of a very soft type of cloth. Curtain. She opened the curtains to let light into the room. Deserve. The dog deserved a bone for behaving very well. Feather. That bird has orange feathers on its chest. Fertile. The farmer grew many vegetables in the fertile soil. Flood. After 3 days of rain, there was a flood in the city. Furniture. His living room only had a few simple pieces of furniture. Grave. We visit our grandfather's grave each year. Ideal. This house is an ideal place for my family. It has everything we need. Intelligence. Because of his high intelligence, he finished school early. Obtain. After I passed the test, I obtained my driver's license. Religious. The holy man spoke about religious topics. Romantic. The young couple went to see a romantic movie. Shell. There were many pretty shells on the beach. Shore. All of the boats were floating near the shore. Wheel. A car has 4 wheels. Wooden. My mother gave me a wooden spoon. Appliance. Many homes have appliances like ovens, toasters, and refrigerators. Basin. She filled the basin with water and washed her face. Broom. My father usually uses a broom to sweep away dust in the basement. Caterpillar. After eating a lot of leaves, caterpillars change into butterflies. Cupboard. We put all of our dishes and food in the cupboards. Delicate. You should hold the baby carefully because she's very delicate. Emerge. A groundhog emerged from a snow-covered hole. Handicap. Joe has a slight handicap, so he uses a walker to get around. Hole. They made a big hole in the wall. Hook. The fish went after the sharp hook. Hop. The kangaroo quickly hopped away from danger. Laundry. He folded the clean laundry and put the dirty laundry in a basket. Pursue. The mother pursued her young child down the hill. Reluctant. She was reluctant to say that she saw the robbery. Sleeve. Ryan bought a new shirt with long sleeves to keep his arms warm. Spine. Our spine helps us to stand up nice and straight. Stain. He had a red stain on the collar of his shirt. Strip. He had long strips of film that held images of his trip abroad. Swear. I will put my hand on the Bible and swear to do my best for the country. Swing. He can swing a golf club very powerfully.